kind of Super Sentai's falling apart a little bit.
A little bit? Okay.
Yeah, they keep going back to dinosaurs as a theme, and two, they're saying that it's becoming more and more expensive.
Okay.
Because every year
in live action, there's only so much.
Live action.
In live action, there's only so much you can.
New set pieces.
Yeah.
Every single season, new suits, new monsters, new Zords.
Yeah.
Accessories.
It's a lot of plastic.
Weapons.
It's a lot of foam.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's history though.
Yeah.
But it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Now I will say that animation, it might not be too far away with them considering that. That's the only thing. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a hard decision to make.
Oh, making Sentai anime?
Yeah. Sentai or Kamen Rider.
Kamen Rider, yeah. Because
Kamen Rider, they're starting to put more and more CGI in it. Sentai, they're making it look like more and more shiny and like flashy. Like the Megazord fights look like pretty cool.
Or they could just, they could push for CGI. I mean, honestly.
But the CGI of Kamen Rider doesn't look good.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't look. Right. It's a kid show, so they're not going to do that much.
True. I was like, well, hopefully they might pull some in game on it. But now,
what they
don't got the budget.
They don't got the budget. They ain't spending that much. It's Japan. We got other shit to do, man. We building robots, nigga. What you talking about? Spending money on these little niggas. Better come help pick up a screwdriver. So what I'm seeing now with Tokusatsu stuff, things that came from it. Ultraman got a animated series.
Okay.
And then you remember this show called Superhuman Samurai, Cyber Squad?
That sounds really familiar. Yeah.
It's, it was another like 90s like let's get Japanese footage and then put American actors in it. You've definitely seen it before. I've definitely referenced it to you. But that one had an anime. Like 2 years ago, SSS Gridman. The original Japanese show is called Gridman.
Gridman. Okay, I do remember Gridman. Yeah.
Superhuman Samurai. Yeah, this guy right here. It was this show. Fucking Tim Curry voiced the main bad guy.
Did he? Oh,
yeah.
Right. Let me get a check.
Is it? Silly, right? Yeah. Now this is the anime. And this is a short they did just to kind of like promo. Oh, they put the fucking Okay. Now that was promo. Now what they did for the actual anime that was cool. I think the actual anime was like 8 episodes, so it was like super short. So like certain fight scenes, it would be like that, like cell shaded CGI shit that they kind of do sometimes. But like overall, it was just like, yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. Come on. What? See how it blends it so well? Like you can barely tell. And like this was like for the fans. Because like the last episode he had a power up where he casted up like not the armor he put on, but like his regular suit. He casted that off and he looked like the original version. And was just like, oh, this was for me. Like this was for nobody else. This was like a fan
deep cut
project,
deep cut,
and now they talking about doing like another show where like it's kind of like just like a different Gridman. So if they do it in this, like it'll be fine. Like my brother, it was like the last Tokusatsu thing that came over here right before Disney got Power Rangers was this shit called Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, which was a Kamen Rider show called Ryuki. That one was dope because like the stuff they were doing, they were fighting and like it was like more than just one like Kamen Rider. It was like a bunch of them all fighting like this battle. But they I remember my brother showing me that like it was a Saturday morning cartoon. He was like, this is actually like not bad. If they were animated, it'd be even harder. Yeah. So it just might happen. It just might. It's because it's The shit is expensive, and it's like it's pretty wasteful. Because the only thing you're gonna do with all of those old suits is just put them in a museum.
That was I will say they could do. I was gonna say they should do. Did you ever watch Red versus Blue or Ruby? Which was So like
I know of both of them. Now.
So yeah, Red versus Blue was made by Rooster Teeth, which they basically started Machinima. The idea of them and like some few outliers online. This was before YouTube. They just figured out it's like, all right, the actors are here, like the animation is here. It's the video game. So what if we film ourselves moving the characters, add voiceover? We just created a show. They did it with Halo before Halo was even like a thing. It actually helped make Halo popular. They were like, all right, it literally was like we got 3 of us on the map on an empty multiplayer map on the computer. We recorded ourselves. We did that whole thing. The show, I mean, obviously they started getting notoriety. They created all these different YouTube channels. And then one of the main editors, animators, whatever, is a Japanese fella, and he actually passed away pretty young. He passed away like 31 or whatever. But that's one of the reasons why they wanted to keep the show going. He created the idea. He's just like, I always wanted to, make my own anime, make my own thing. And it's like, you guys have given me the studio to do stuff. So like, what they started doing with Red vs. Blue is after they couldn't animate it the right way with the game, they started doing mocap. And they did mocap, and then they just put the Master Chief suits in the mocap. So they figured out a way to do that. So he was like, why don't I just do that with an anime? So the cool thing about Ruby is that like a lot of it, especially early on, is done through mocap, through various things. So it's like it has that sort of cell shady, like weird look to it. If they did that with something like a Super Sentai or any of that, like it would work perfectly. If they're able to do that on that kind of budget, because Ruby's popular as hell. Obviously, it's gotten more over the years, but even the first couple of seasons, like it wasn't the best looking thing in the world, but it worked. So like, maybe they should do something like that. I would consider it, like, because it works. It does work. Like,
gotcha.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see where it goes. Because even what they're doing in anime, like getting stuff to work, like what they doing on Attack on Titan, like the Colossal Titan, like that was CGI. Like majority of the scenes that he was in.
There's a lot of CG in Vinland Saga.
So
it's like the way they do it, and it kind of looks cool because it's like the two main, like a lot of times when there's a fight, it looks like a war. So they're drawing it where it's like, there's just a bunch of dudes getting slashed and hacked all over the place. And then it's the two main people, whoever's like in the fight, they're animated. And then a lot of the dudes around them are like CG. They almost look almost similar to 3D in a weird way. And it helps because it like just makes whatever they're doing look that much more intense. But then like on the inside, you can tell that they're different. So they stand out in a weird way. So like, yeah, I don't know if they can mix it or do it that way. I don't know.
We'll see.